let's get to some clips. You ready? So I want to talk. Let's do this. We've been blowing this off for a while. We want to talk about the economy. But Fox News this last week finally had to admit for the first time in a year, the economy is actually doing good. So here's my personal favorite, a guy God, why is he still alive? Larry Kudlow. This guy's so... It's like Fox News. This is Fox Business. Okay, Fox Business is where you go when you can't cut it on Fox News. And Fox News is where you go. Fox News is where you go when you can't get a real job as a journalist. So
basically, your journalism dreams go to die.
Right, and this is where... So they're the scum of journalism, and this is the bacteria that leaches off the side of the scum. And that's what Larry Kudlow is. So here's Larry Kudlow finally admitting the economy's good after saying it was terrible for a year and we were going to go to a recession and it was going to be awful. He finally had to retract all that shit. It took him a year, but he finally did it. Here he is.
All right, let me talk a little bit about that. We had a blowout jobs report, more than twice the consensus expectation. Now, I know many of my conservative friends are trying to drill holes in this report. But you know what, folks? It is what it is. It's a very strong report. Not every economic stat should be viewed through a political lens. I've been in this business
Okay, he says that now. But wait.
A long time.
I was going to say, I was shocked for a second.
He views everything through a political lens, through his personal political lens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just put it this way. If conservatives didn't push all the financial news through their own little bubble lens, we wouldn't be doing the show. The whole point of this show was we got sick of hearing that shit. And we're like, that's not what's actually going on. That's not what academics are talking about. That's not what financial journalists are talking about. This is just what shit you see on TV and YouTube is them trying to push it through their little lens. And so we're saying, well, this is the liberal sort of view of it. And this is the actual facts. We're not just cherry picking shit like they do. So we'll keep going, but this is his mea culpa kind of speech, and he's already fucking it up.
Weigh the ballot box and just recognize the numbers. They are what they are. This was a very strong report. 353,000 gain in non-farm payrolls, a very big number. Prior 2 months revised up by 126,000, another big number. And the bottom line here is more Americans are working. And
so I had to concede that, but I want to remember who this guy is, Larry Kudlow. Because Larry Kudlow...
Duncan, who is this old guy?
Larry Kudlow, let's see if I can find this. Where is it? Larry Kudlow, in all his big famous spiel was Larry Kudlow was the guy that in March of 2020, when COVID first hit, it was really bad. And he went to the Republican National Convention, right, for Trump's reelection and told everybody that COVID had gone away when it had just started. And it's still around. It's just not a pandemic anymore. It's endemic. It's like the flu. It's never going to go away at this point. But he said it was gone, that it was eradicated. I mean, it's just, the whole thing is just a fucking nightmare with this guy. He's just a fucking shit show. So let's get to, where was I? Oh, here we go. We'll go back a little bit here to Larry Kudlow. This was him. So he said COVID wasn't a big deal. He was also part of the vaccine denial people. I want to remember that. I want you to note that he was against. He publicly came out and said, well, the vaccines they're not that effective and and they're not great, all this shit. He was also one of the anti-masks. He was a big Trumper. He was under Trump. He was in the cabinet under Trump. This was a congressional hearing he did after that. After he said COVID went away and after denying the vaccines and all that shit, this was a congressional hearing where he talked about it. And they're going to ask him, notice they're on Zoom because this is happening while the pandemic was still raging, years after he said it was gone. And it was still raging. That's why they're on Zoom and they're not in the Senate or the House together. But this is a hearing where they had him testify.
Mr. Kudlow? Okay.
Yes, I think I'm unmuted. Sorry, sir. Yes, I think the vaccines are safe and effective.
And I assume that you agree all Americans should get vaccinated, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
By the way, have you been vaccinated, sir?
I have. Blessedly, I've received 2 vaccinations.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
After he told people not to get vaccinated for years.
Oh my God.
That's who we're talking about. So there's that issue with him. Let's go back here to... I want to go to this. So this is the Midas touch, and they're going to talk a little bit about... So Fox News has had to retract, or especially Fox Business has had to retract this shit, because they've been telling us for over a year now, the Biden economy sucks. He's the worst president ever. Everything's in the toilet. We're going to a massive recession. Buy gold. Right? We've covered that. You know the person's lying to you if they're trying to sell you fucking precious metals. You know they're full of shit.